The game. What is it really? The philosophy of the game. After researching and experimenting with the metaphysical aspects of life, like religion, occult magic, ancient mythology, ancient art, it led to one simple conclusion: create your own reality. I began to see the direct effect of that on my own life as I analyzed the past. I realized one way or another, I always got what I wanted. It just wasn't in the way that I really wanted it. So I began to investigate why that was the case. I learned that I truly had no idea who I really was and never really had an identity. I was the sum of my collective programming. So I deprogrammed myself and was left with a blank slate. I stayed in this state for quite some time, observing and learning life. As I began to choose who I wanted to be every day, that is when the magic and the inexplicably good things started in my life. I began to experiment with these new sensations and new feelings. I began to understand them more and more. As I built my character, I could feel myself leveling up. I could feel the effects. I could see my reality being created right before my eyes. Life felt like a real-life RPG. I'd been a video gamer all my life, and after doing the work and achieving what I consider divine approval, I started to realize that I was living my own version of heaven on earth. I was living the game. So you're saying life is a game? Yes! It's a very serious game, an important game. When you understand the nature of intelligence, you understand its intuitive path of least resistance is fun. We crave the path of least resistance. That is why we crave fun. When learning becomes fun, you learn more when you're having a good time. You learn more when you enjoy what you do. You love to learn, but life has beaten that out of you. It's a game about growth and learning, expanding your awareness to grow your consciousness, to become the most high version of yourself. You get to choose what that looks like. The consequences are real. Death is real. You'll get to play many characters over many lifetimes, so make sure you're always compiling your knowledge so that you can get back to the game as soon as possible and you don't wander in hell for eternity. So the rules of the game. There's no suicide. You must understand that you need to figure out the solutions to the major problems in this life right now, because if you're in my game sync, you're close to becoming what you've been intuitively doing and becoming since the beginning of time. These problems have been following you through the dark ages. It's time to shed light on your darkness and progress in the game. Do not subvert the will of others. Do not disturb others' peace. Do no harm. Take no shit. Fuck around and find out. And all the same basic rules of life apply, like physics and all the universal stuff. So how does this game work? So you're a band of consciousness that has traveled throughout the age. The time is now to begin preparations for our next step in human evolution. The game, the entire simulation, is driven by your focus. What you focus on becomes your reality. As you progress in the game, the energy that you generate comes back to you in waves. Let's say, for an example, you want a promotion at a job. You feel you deserve the job, you nail the interview, you go home and find out your kids have broken something, you get angry, you hurt everyone's feelings and lower your vibe and your family's vibe. You find out the next day that the promotion is no longer available as the position is no longer a vital part of the organization. When creating your own reality, when you want something, you're given a chance to deal with your energy. It will be random and you will need to overcome. In the game, had you thought for a minute, wait, I'm about to get a promotion, I should relax and not yell and lower the vibes of me and my family. Then you reap what you sow. Is it really that simple? Well, yeah, it is. By dealing with our emotions in healthy ways and responding to situations instead of reacting, we're actually raising our vibration. When you raise your vibration, you're accessing new layers of reality that were not accessible to you before. The simple act of trusting a God used to be enough to raise the vibration to get out of survival mode, but that doesn't do the trick for beings of higher intelligence nowadays. Be your true authentic self, overcome your emotional barriers, and rise to meet your higher self in the heaven of your own creation. The hard part, self-development. Working through emotional barriers to become the character you want to be can be tough because you may have to relive the trauma in your mind. This can be tough, but I can assure you it's well worth it to remove the triggers that harm your day-to-day pattern building. Being accountable, this is true honor system. You're only accountable to yourself, and that is hard. I will encourage you, but if you choose to stay behind, I assume that is the reality you choose. And I am in no place to judge the creation of your reality. Pushing yourself. A lot of us aren't used to pushing ourselves, and it can be a struggle. I make myself available to all members of my game, and I hope that you'll make yourself available to others as well. So how to win the game? Become the person you want to become. Live full and joyful, and contribute to the collective. That's it, and you'll be winning all the time.